Okay, so if you're learning English, have you ever felt like you've just hit a wall? You know the words, you know the grammar, but your brain still feels like it's translating everything. Well, today we're going to talk about how to break down that wall and really truly start thinking in English.
So let's just start with the big one. Why does this feel so incredibly hard? I bet this feels familiar to you. You've put in all the hours, you know the rules, but the second you have to come up with your own thought, your brain just freezes. It's a super common frustration, and trust me, there's a reason for it.
And here's the really weird part, right? You can consume English just fine. You can read a book, you can watch a movie, no problem. But the moment the tables are turned and it's your turn to create a thought from scratch, everything just slows right down. That's the barrier we're going to talk about today.
This barrier actually has a name. We call it the translation wall. It's that mental habit where you think of something in your native language first, and then you have to go through the slow, painful process of translating it into English. It's not just slow, it's exhausting, and it's the #1 thing holding you back from real fluency. So our first step here is to really understand this hurdle. The problem isn't your vocabulary, and it's probably not your grammar. It's the process your brain is using. Let's look at how we can retrain your brain to just skip that translation step altogether.
All right, so how do we start tearing this wall down? We're going to start with your inner voice. You know, that constant monologue that's always running in your head. We're going to slowly and gently just switch its language to English. Let's break down exactly how you can do that. Okay, this is way simpler than it sounds. It breaks down into 3 really easy actions. First, just start narrating your day to yourself. Instead of thinking, I need to make coffee, just think it in English. Second, as you're walking around, just describe what you see. The sky is blue. That is a big dog. It can be that simple. And probably the most important part, step 3, forgive your mistakes. This is just for you. And you know, here's the absolute best part about this. It is a completely private exercise. Think of it like your own little mental gym. Nobody's watching, nobody's judging you. It doesn't matter one bit if your grammar isn't perfect. The goal here isn't perfection, it's just building the habit. So once you start getting comfortable with that inner voice, it's time to level up. The next step is to change your environment. You've got to surround yourself with English so it becomes kind of the default soundtrack to your life. This is all about immersion.
I really love this metaphor. Your brain is like a sponge. The more English you just passively soak up from everything around you, the more naturally you're going to start to produce English thoughts. You're building that familiarity until the language just becomes automatic.
And you know what? There are some super simple ways to do this right away. Change your phone's language. Boom, done. Write your grocery list in English. Put on a podcast while you're washing the dishes. Every single one of these tiny little changes helps rewire your brain to see English as just a normal part of your life, not some subject you have to study.
Okay, now this next point is a little more subtle, but it is so important. Thinking in English isn't just about swapping out words. It's also about adopting the way thoughts are actually expressed. It's about the rhythm and the structure of how ideas are formed in English.
Let's just look at a quick example. On the left, we have a sentence that's perfectly correct, grammatically. But it feels a little stuffy, right? A bit formal. It sounds like a direct translation. Now, look at the right. I'm so tired. Today was a long day. That's it. That's how a native speaker would probably think it. It's shorter, it's more direct. That's the feeling we're going for.
And that is the key takeaway here. When you're training that inner voice, aim for this kind of simplicity. Natural, everyday English really values being clear and direct. Less is almost always more.
So why are we even doing all of this? What's the end goal? Well, it's about freedom. It's about getting to a point where the language isn't an obstacle anymore. Instead, it's just a tool you can use without even thinking about it.
Because when you finally break through that translation wall, oh man, everything changes. That frustrating little delay, that translation lag, it just disappears. Conversations get faster, your understanding gets deeper, and your confidence just skyrockets because you're not constantly searching for the right words anymore.
I love this quote. It just captures the goal perfectly. You're no longer a visitor looking in from the outside. You are actually living inside the language. Your thoughts, your ideas, your feelings, they can all exist directly in English from the very beginning.
So the final advice is really simple. Don't try to do everything all at once. This is not a race. Start with just one small change. Be patient with yourself. Like any other skill, it just grows steadily with a little bit of consistent practice. So I'll leave you with this question. Don't wait until tomorrow. Right now, what is the first simple thought you can have in English? Start right there. Thanks so much for joining me.